250 meters remaining.
Italy had to qualify for this regatta through the qualifying regatta in Lucerne, but here Spain have put them under a tremendous amount of pressure. Spain, who didn't make the semi-finals last year in Tampere, Spain are now through Italy, and in fact on the far side there, Sweden moving through as well. So we have Australia in front, Spain in second, Sweden in third, and Italy, who were champions in Lucerne just 6 weeks ago, struggling now to get back on terms.
Only 3 to go through on the far side. It's Matthias Tisci and Anders Christiansen finishing fastest of everybody, and then Australia and Spain, and there's the bow of the Italian boat, but that's not a true reflection. The Italians are off the pace, and they look to be the ones who are going out of this semi-final, and that would be a major shock, and it is. Really close call there between the front 3 for first, second and third, but these men, you're looking at Marco Odissio and Michelangelo Crispi, they are devastated. And here's the photo finish. Closest to you, Sweden, then Australia and Spain, and that's the order, but it's very, very close. So I wonder whether that's going to be reproduced in the main final. So here we are, the 6 who've made it through with their chance of Olympic gold, a little moment of history. Who's going to be the first Olympic lightweight champion? Well, the lineup on the far side, here are the 2 Spaniards, Jose Maria de Marco and Juan Carlos Saez from Seville and Madrid, respectively. Then the Australians, Anthony Edwards and Bruce Hick, third in the world last year. Bruce Hick in the stroke seat with no less than 4 World Championship titles to his credit. Next to them, the world champions stamped their authority last year on their opponents, Michael and Marcus Geer. Then next to them, the youngsters, only been on the Swedish team, I should say, for 2 years. That's Matthias Tisci and Anders Christiansen, but as you saw in the semis, making progress fast. Then for Holland, it's Martin van der Linden and Pepin Aardvin. Good lightweights, these men. They were only 7th, though, in the world. And completing the lineup, Wolfgang Ziegel and Walter Rantasa. Tons of experience by these 2 Viennese, who were world champions in the lightweight quad last year.
Well, a very, very high-class event, this. All the best lightweights in the world have congregated on this lightweight doubles event and the lightweight fours event coming up a bit later.
And the lightweights, of course, individually, no man can weigh more than 72.5 kilos. The average of the 2 must not exceed 70 kilos.
Attention.
In the middle there, Sweden off very quickly in lane 4. And the world champions, very good in the second half. They get a good rhythm. Very nice for brothers. They seem to be physiologically well suited to do pairs and doubles. And the Geer brothers, no exception to this. They move very well together. But it's Australia there, Australia on lane 2, who are moving very well in these early stages of the race.
Yes, and Australia, who were a little unlucky in the World Championships, from which they picked up the bronze medal. They missed a stroke at a crucial moment, and that might have cost them, well, perhaps not the gold, but they certainly would have been closer to the Swiss. On the far side, the Spanish, pretty experienced, 33 and 35 years of age, and particularly De Marco in the bow, getting World Championship gold medals in 1983 and 1984 in the lightweight 4. But here are the Geer brothers, the mechanic and the electrician, so pretty useful men out of the water as well as on it.
But it's Australia who've taken up the early pace there. Very experienced men there. Bruce Hicks setting the rhythm, nice and loose. And again, a credit to this Australian team right across the board. As we said, they've got 10 finalists here, all of them with medal potential. And here now, the Australians in the lead by half a length, with the world champions in second place as they come up to the 500-meter mark.
It's another way of looking at it, Dan. 45 rowers, oarsmen and women, and 40 have found a place in the final.
But the world champions, the Geer brothers from Switzerland, just sitting there. Good pace. Half a length down on the Australians. Remember, Australia were bronze medalists in Tampere. Second in Lucerne 6 weeks ago. and clearly moving very well. They have the early pace. Switzerland half a length down.
Yes, the Australians 1:32.82, the time for the first quarter. But the Swiss have really found the rhythm, and they read the race pace so well. A couple of years ago, they were leaving themselves so much to do, and they were ending up with silver and bronze medals. But since last year, they seem to have found exactly the right race plan. And here, the two young men of the race.
Well, Sweden, hard race in the semis, trying to reproduce that powerful finish that they had. They're beginning to slide back a little bit, and it's Austria beginning to put pressure on Spain, who've been holding third position. Spain and Austria looking now to put pressure on the world champions, who are in second place, and beginning to move on Australia.
Yes, the Austrians, this partnership, they know each other so well, having been in that championship quad for not just last year but the last 3 years. But it's Switzerland just, I think, there with the nose ahead, or the bow ahead of the Australians. Very close. That angle not really telling the truth.
Well, Australia trying to hold them off, but they haven't really been able to. The gears turned on the pressure at 900 meters and made their move, and they've taken the lead. And moving up into the picture there were Holland as well. Pepin Ardvin moving very nicely in the stroke seat. They moved into third place. But here now, the leaders at 1200 meters, Michael and Marcus Geer, moving away half a length ahead.
Yes, the Dutchman in orange there, both from Amsterdam. 27-year-old Martin in the bow, and Pepin, 26, a year younger. Pepin, a man who got a silver medal in the lightweight single sculls back in 1992. But at the moment, the Swiss in the driving seat. They can look left and look right and repel all invaders on their territory. And at the moment, they're moving away, Dan. They've opened this up to half a length over the Australians at the moment. And you can see the bow of boat number 5, and that is the Dutch.
Well, the Swiss could only finish 4th in Lucerne on their home waters 6 weeks ago. Rather like the single sculler, Zino Muller, they've kept themselves steady on their improvement curve through to these championships, and they seem to have come good just at the right time. Into the last 500 meters, Australia now fighting to hold off Holland. Holland putting a big pressure now on them and moving into second place. But it's the Geer brothers out in front, just holding on to the lead, and Holland beginning to put pressure. They've gone right past Australia now. Spain coming up to Australia as well, but the Geer brothers 3/4 of a length up on Holland and moving very sweetly indeed.
Yes, Marcus and Michael Geer now, really, it's going to the race plan. They've dreamt about this. They've raised the rate again now, the Geers. They've asked for more as we come into the final 250. The Dutch are really trying to pile it on, and the Australians are trying to raise it. And there's the Dutch army.
The Dutch very much, but now just watch the Geer brothers and how accurate they are at the pickup. They miss nothing there at the front end, technically extremely accomplished. They get it long, they connect with the legs, and they drive it through. And the Dutch here, not quite as technically together as the two brothers, but very strong and great competitors. They've moved into second place, and they now are holding off Australia's late challenge.
And is today going to open as yesterday ended with a Swiss gold medal? It certainly looks that way now. This is terrific. The first lightweight Olympic champions in the history of the sport coming down towards the line, and they've opened it up to the best part of 2 lengths now. Michael and Marcus Geer make it 2 in a row for Switzerland, and the Dutch just hold off the Australians, who really came back at them strongly, but they've crept across the line there to gain the silver medal. Australia 3rd and Spain in 4th place.
Well, that was a very commanding performance. Halfway, they moved up just 900 meters, about 100 meters short of the halfway point. They upped their rate, they moved through, and they never looked back. They opened up a terrific lead there. You can see that now, a length and a half, well clear there, as Holland squeeze into second place, silver medal, and Australia have to be content with the bronze medal, Spain in 4th. And there the picture confirms that, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. And there again, the Geer brothers, both running very beautifully between the strokes, perfectly in cohesion. Good connection there, through the legs, through the back.
To complete the result, Austria finished 5th ahead of Sweden, but the Swiss out on their own.